Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Lori Rieger, and today I want to awaken you to the health benefits of being vegetarian. Eating is a daily occurrence that we all experience. So what goes in our body is an important decision that is to be made. The problem with consuming meat is you're getting more than what you paid for. This is not a bargain deal. Take, for example, eating pork. Pigs nowadays are raised much differently than how they were years ago. The whole farming industry has changed, and so has their livestock. Animals no longer roam free. They are subjected to spend their lives indoors, so they are drugged and denied any exercise. According to Kevin Trudeau, the author of Natural Cures, explains how any meat or poultry that is not organic or kosher is incredibly toxic. A conventional animal is injected with growth hormones, antibiotics, meaning that the meat we consume is then loaded with these drugs. Another important fact: a conventional animal is not allowed to roam freely or exercise normally, thus creating an incredibly toxic animal that is unnaturally obese and diseased. This is the kind of animal that is then made into meat that is eaten. It is incredibly toxic and bad for the body. Pigs often are forced to live the laziest life to get plump as possible, spending their life housed in small metal crates where any movement is reduced to the minimum, and they are often eating anything that is in their path, including their own feces. Actually, the Hebrew word for meat is basar, which means shame, corruption, and worms. Though there are healthy alternatives to your diet, which is vegetarianism. Someone once said, the only problem with being vegetarian is you have to eat vegetables. A great health benefit of being vegetarian is you are less likely to consume something that is highly toxic, high in calorie, and leaves you feeling heavy. Soy, tofu, fruits, beans, and vegetables alone are delicious and healthy alternatives. This can of soy meat makes delicious tacos, enchiladas, and sloppy joes. It has 96% less fat than cooked beef and has 60 calories with only 5 calories from fat. This delicious meal will fill you up, help you stay slim, which is a great health benefit. Who doesn't want to look and feel slimmer? Another healthy alternative is just plain vegetables. It's ridiculous how many dishes a person can make with potato. You can mash it, bake it, steam it, etc., etc., etc. There are so many healthy alternatives, and every fruit and vegetable offers an abundance of vitamins. An issue that is asked by many vegetarians is if they are getting enough iron and protein in their diet. The answer is yes. Please take a look at this chart that shows how iron can be consumed. We see that 18 milligrams of raised cereal has 100% of daily vitamins. That's in one simple meal alone. Oatmeal, another easy meal to make, has 60%. This graph just shows some ways vegetarians to consume iron easily throughout the day. The same goes with protein. By consuming a variety of plant foods, the incomplete proteins come together to form complete proteins. And another essential vitamin, B12, is actually supplemented within vegan foods. Vitamin B12 is necessary for synthesis of red blood cells, the maintenance of nervous system, and growth and development in children. A vegetarian diet tends to be high in fiber and low in fat calories. This is good for people who need to lose weight and or lower their cholesterol. It also tends to be lower in saturated fats and cholesterol. Some other health benefits of being vegetarian. Everyone has heard that vegetables are good for you, which is true, but many people don't know how they actually benefit one's health. From the book Eat This Not That, there is a section that talks about foods that cure. These foods, might I add, are the basic instructions for vegetarian diets. Best skin savers, carrots. National Cancer Institute researchers found that people with the highest intake of carotenoids, pigments that occur naturally in carrots, were 6 times less likely to develop skin cancer than those with the lowest intake. Best breast cancer beater, whole grain cereal. Women getting at least 30 grams of fiber daily are half as likely to develop breast cancer, according to research. A bowl of Fiber One with blueberries will get you halfway there. Best blood pressure booster, baked potato. Increasing the amount of potassium in your diet. A baked potato will boost your intake by about 400 milligrams, but be sure to eat the skin. Will significantly lower your blood pressure. There are a few natural medicines out there, many out there. Not only do vegetarians consume these vegetables and grains as part to satisfy their hunger. They also are protecting or fighting their body from any harmful disease. Another sneaky health benefit is some vegetables contain negative calories. We mean foods that contain so little energy that the body actually uses more energy to digest and absorb nutrients. So if you subtract calories you'll burn from the calories you eat, the result will be negative. This is according to Terje Ellington, the author of The Negative Calorie Food. Some examples of the negative calorie foods are broccoli, cabbage, carrots, celery, and tomatoes. There are so many great health benefits for being vegetarian. You consume all the vitamins you need to survive. You look and feel slimmer. The food is used as medicine, and you care about what goes in your body. After being on a vegetarian diet, there's less urge to eat fast food, which contains many toxins and calories for the body. According to the famous book, Eat This, Not That, the double $6 burger review read, of all the gut-growing, heart-stopping, life-threatening burgers in the fast food world, there is none whose damage to your general well-being is as catastrophic as this. Maybe it sounds a little new age, but vegetarianism is about putting things in your body you should feel proud of. Thank you for your time.
All right, so Paul, what did you think?
I think the biggest problem I saw with it was there was no real intro or a clear thesis. Other than that, I thought it was good.
Okay. Yeah, you've got basically a greeting and sort of a thesis statement as your attention device, and I thought that seemed a little bit odd. We know what your topic is. It sounds more like a persuasive speech than it is an informative speech, so I think that there are some things that you would need to do to modify it to make it work better as an informative. Focusing, for instance, on all of the benefits that you're talking about, the vegetarianism, as opposed to talking about the negatives of consuming meat, I think would have been one of those differences. I like the idea of all the varieties of ways that you can create potatoes, or how you can meet your needs consuming, you can get your iron-eating oatmeal and all those kinds of things. I thought that those things were pretty good. You did a good job citing your information in the speech. It did not seem very well organized to me. It just seemed like there was a string of information and not really a structure for it. In fact, there was one point where you were talking about this list of things, the best thing for breast cancer, the best thing for this, and that just seemed out of character with the things that you were talking about at the time. Not that that's not useful information, but how is it being structured? I was having a hard time following it. It just seemed to sort of run together. I like the can of vegetable meat. I thought that was kind of fun and interesting to see, and you're talking about that a little bit. The vegetarian food pyramid, you don't talk about at all. It's just kind of up there in the background, and then your chart is hard to see. The blue ink is a little bit hard to see, and the print is small. So, and since there's so much information on it, I don't think you're emphasizing the things that you even mentioned. For instance, I think you talked about 2 or 3 particular things. Everything else is not discussed, so why don't you get that out of there, reduce it down to 2 or 3 things that you're making the comparison on, and I think that would be a lot clearer. I thought you projected your voice pretty well. There's some variety in your voice, but occasionally it does sound a little bit like you're reading, so you want to be careful of that too. All right, thank you.